By this point, we've seen Amber pivot from weight loss to squat challenges to vague lifestyle vlogging. We've seen pets, tag videos, calorie confessions, and soft-voiced uncertainty. But now we arrive at something new, something that will become a defining genre of Amberlynn content: the pointless apology. In the first video we're going to look at, titled "I'm Sorry," she's not apologising for a lie, not for a manipulation, not for broken promises. She's apologising for shaky camera footage. Let's roll the tape. She tells us that she posted a few videos that day and she noticed they looked very shaky. First of all, yes, she posted multiple videos in a day. Obviously, I've never, ever done that. Ever. But she didn't post because she had anything to say, but because she was addicted to the attention. And now she's panicking over the one thing she thinks people might criticise: the wobble. This is the first documented case of Amber creating a problem no one even noticed just so she can fix it publicly and try and get credit for trying. She tells us that she's trying really hard to make good videos, and this is the line to remember, because in a few years she'll stop saying that. She'll stop trying with everything altogether. But right now she still wants to be liked. She wants her efforts to be visible, even if the results are microscopic. And so we get this non-apology for a non-issue, delivered with sincerity that just feels rehearsed. She acknowledges that we've seen a lot of her that day, and yes, we have. Too much, some might say. But this is the truth. Amber doesn't feel guilty about overposting. She loves it. She loves having the camera on her. She loves imagining the audience waiting with bated breath for the next update. This isn't a moment of humility. It's a performance of self-awareness. She wants to appear grounded, grateful, modest. But the moment the praise stops coming in, that tone changes. She ends this video with the subscription begging. Of course. Even the apology ends with a call to action. Even this must feed the algorithm. This one seemed like a harmless update, and it is on the surface. But it's also the prototype for the genre that Amber will perfect over the next decade. That hollow apology. That carefully crafted oops designed to maintain likability while taking no responsibility for anything. Today it's about camera shake, but soon it'll be about cheating on diets, gaslighting partners, lying to her audience, and worse. But it all started here. And then we go into video 7, which is a Frankenstein's monster of clips, food packaging, and filler content held together by unearned enthusiasm and a desperate desire to seem relatable. This is Amber discovering something very, very dangerous. That if she films enough, people will mistake quantity for effort. By now, she's fully abandoned the idea that a channel will be a weight loss channel. She's vlogging randomly, endlessly, and aimlessly. In this video, we're treated to a frozen dinner, 2 TV shows, a braid, some tea bags, and no substance whatsoever. This isn't a vlog, it's just verbal ambient noise. She acknowledges that not many people liked processed foods, but she does. You don't say. This is Amber's idea of a food recommendation. A frozen dinner that contains rice, tofu, peas, and self-deception. She proudly shares the calories, 370. She says it like it's a badge of honour, like this one dinner is evidence of a structured, intentional eating plan. It's not. It's frozen proof that she still thinks slapping a label on something light in sodium, gluten-free, organic, will make it healthy regardless of portion control, nutritional balance, or whatever she eats before or after. She shows us how the food is and tells us that we have her permission to mix it up if we want. Thanks? Then she tells us she normally eats it separate. The attention to irrelevant detail is signature Amber. It's not what she eats that matters, it's how she eats it. As if separating tofu and rice earns her points. She shows off watching The Voice, one of her favourite shows. Because of course, if there's one thing Amber values more than food, it's passive consumption. Television is just another meal, devoured, absorbed, and unchallenged. And there it is, our first glimpse of Crystal, Amber's then girlfriend. Even in this quiet little clip, Amber cannot help herself. Crystal is the woman behind the meek persona that Amber's been wearing like an oversized cardigan for 7 consecutive uploads. It's only a moment, a blink and you'll miss it kiss, a glimpse of her face, and Amber naturally shoves the camera towards her like a child demanding praise. Crystal doesn't ask to be on camera. She barely speaks. She doesn't even appear to be particularly comfortable. But Amber wants the moment. This is our first look at a really disturbing trait that's going to grow a lot stronger over the years. That Amber has no sense of boundaries when she's performing. It doesn't matter how shy or unwilling her partner is. If it serves the narrative, or if it enhances her image, she will put the camera in their face and demand a smile. And Crystal, like so many who follow, will learn that loving Amberlynn means being consumed by Amber's content. Then she shows us the first fishtail braid she's ever done on herself. We're deep in the filler territory. A fishtail braid that she's proud of, on a channel allegedly about health and weight loss. And then she says, maybe I'll do a tutorial. Amber, please, you're 7 videos in, no one's here for hair content. But more importantly, you know that. This is where Amber begins posting anything just to stay visible. She's not even trying to make it about weight anymore. She's trying to maintain attention. And then, to my horror, she mentions that Desperate Housewives is one of her favourite shows, and it chills me to my core to think that I have anything in common with Amberlynn Reid. Then she shows off some tea, but says she doesn't even like the tea, but she's still drinking it anyway. But that's the most honest line in her video. She doesn't like tea, but she drinks it because it's something she thinks a healthy person would do. It's not change, it's cosplay. She's not transforming, she's playing pretend. She goes on about how she merged a bunch of videos that day, completely random. And there it is, the most accurate sentence she's ever spoken. She admits that it's random, that it has no structure, and was all filmed in one day. It's not a vlog, it's a scrap heap, and she wants the credit for taking the time to stitch it together? By this point, we're not watching a journey anymore. We're watching the content flailing in real time. She's eating frozen meals, she's watching TV, playing with her hair, filming it, uploading it, calling it work. This isn't a weight loss channel. It's a self-indulgent diary disguised as effort. And the most dangerous part is that she still thinks that this is progress. We still have 3 more videos to get through in this episode, and they only get messier. And then we go into video 8, where she talks about day 2 of her squat challenge. It's the video equivalent of a participation trophy. This is her idea of discipline. 2 days of activity followed by a self-congratulatory monologue about how hard it was, how much it hurt, and how she's probably not going to keep it up anyway. By now she's releasing more videos than thoughts. And this offering is just a gripping update that she's completed a squat challenge for 2 days. 2 days, and she's already recording it like she's receiving a Medal of Valor. I did it 2 days in a row, she says. That's a good start for me, trust me. Trust you? Amber, this isn't even day 3. The bar is already subterranean. And yet she still felt compelled to announce this success as though she clawed her way up Everest. This isn't progress, it's just public journaling for praise. She's building a narrative where trying at all is seen as triumph. And pretty soon, even the appearance of trying is going to vanish. She tells us that she woke up with horrible leg pain. Of course she did. And here we witness the very first cracks in the squat challenge commitment. Physical discomfort becomes a justification for sympathy, not a barrier to overcome. And the comparison is that her girlfriend didn't have leg pain, but she sure did. It's said almost proudly, as if the suffering means she's working harder. It doesn't, it just proves she's already looking for an out. She mentions that she probably won't update daily. And there it is, that soft surrender, the immediate backpedal. She'll continue the challenge, but don't expect updates, or consistency, or evidence. Amber never just quits outright. She just fades it out, one excuse at a time, until she hopes we forget it ever existed at all. She says that she's sure eventually she won't be posting so many videos. Lies! This is the golden era of overposting. She's already addicted to the attention, the validation, the illusion of productivity. And this line is preemptive damage control. She knows burnout is coming, so she plants the seed now so when she disappears, she can say, I told you I would. And then she recommends the squat challenge. The gall! Recommending a 30-day squat challenge after completing 2. Doing something twice is not expertise, and recommending effort while planning to quit is Amber's entire brand. This wasn't an update, it was a warning shot. That commitment in Amber's world has an expiration date of 48 hours. She wants the credit for doing the bare minimum. She wants empathy for muscle pain. She wants you to cheer while she begins a quiet retreat from accountability. And she'll do this again. and again, and again. And then we go into the semi-jewellery collection, a video so completely void of value it practically echoes. It's just Amber filming her bedroom clutter and calling it content. It's a shaky tour of cheap trinkets, paper towel crafts and stickers slapped on furniture, all set to the hum of desperate oversharing. It's nothing to do with jewellery. It's all about the control. It's about creating the illusion of beauty, of taste, of structure, while we all know the foundation is rotting. We're 9 uploads into her YouTube saga, and there's no weight loss, no accountability, just a steady stream of distractions. Even this video is classic Amber bait and switch. A jewellery collection that's just a rapid-fire hoard tour of dollar store decor and personal clutter wrapped in scrapbook paper. It's a completely random video, she tells us. We noticed. She tells us right up front that this is random and that she won't make it long because her phone is running out of memory. And still, somehow, it's nearly 5 minutes of glitter glue, Hello Kitty tins and decorative quotes taped to furniture. It's not aesthetic, it's just emotional filler disguised as personality. She tells us not to mind the mess, but the apology for the mess is casual, dismissive, as if chaos is just her natural state, which it is. This is where we first begin to see her signature dynamic within her own environment, that clutter equals comfort. Disorder isn't just tolerated, it's normalised, romanticised even. And soon that mess is going to spill into every corner of her life, on and off camera. She shows us the Hello Kitty tin that used to have mints in it and now it's got headache medicine. The improvisation here is almost poetic. Every single thing has been repurposed. Every item has a second life. Paper towel rolls turned into bracelet holders, ornaments hanging as decor. It's creative, but it's also camouflage. Aesthetic layering to cover the absence of structure. It's a curated chaos meant to look intentional. And I just have to take this moment to discuss something particularly offensive. Amberlynn Reid has the fucking gall to decorate a hoard corner with Audrey Hepburn. As if the woman who embodied poise, restraint and timeless elegance has anything in common with this glitter-smothered chaos goblin. Audrey Hepburn was grace, discipline. As if the woman who gave us breakfast at Tiffany's is spiritually aligned with the woman who gave us squat challenge day 2. The delusion, the aesthetic theft. Audrey Hepburn was elegance distilled into a person. Amber just stores painkillers in a mint tin and calls it organisation. You don't earn Audrey Hepburn by sticking her quotes on your wall. You earn Audrey Hepburn by living with taste, restraint and self-awareness. None of which Amber has any concept of. And there it is, the emotional centerpiece. The framed photos of her and Crystal flanked by dollar store affirmations and bow collections. She says she loves her. But once again, it's just Crystal being used like a prop. Proof of affection, identity and worth. She says that if we want to see her jewellery, we should just let her know. After 4 full minutes of showing us her jewellery collection, she ends by saying, if you actually want to see it, let me know. So what the hell did we just watch? Amber uploads not to inform, not to engage, but to fill space and stay visible. She wants to appear busy while doing nothing. It's the YouTube equivalent of standing in a messy room and saying, see, I'm doing something. This isn't a collection, it's just a distraction. It's a soft-focused scrapbook of clutter meant to mask the growing void in her content. The room is full, the channel is active, but there's nothing there. This is her early formula. Overwhelm the feed, under-deliver the promise. And watch how long people stay anyway. And then we end with video 10. A video so devoid of theme, purpose or relevance it practically loops in on itself. What begins with a cat chewing headphones quickly devolves into app reviews, tea, technical difficulties and paper in her hair. It's a perfect case study in Amber's early content strategy. Confuse the algorithm, distract the viewer, and upload everything. She starts by showing us that her headphones have been chewed by the cat, and while this is unfortunate, she's delivering the line with such drama that you'd think there'd been a house fire. This is classic Amber. Take a mundane inconvenience, inflate it emotionally, and treat it like character development. The cat, of course, is immediately forgiven, because Amber doesn't believe in consequences for those she likes, only those who challenge her. and this selective tolerance is going to become deeply relevant later. Then she shows us her editing and that she's just downloaded iMovie, a $5 app described as though she's just been handed the Ark of the Covenant. She names the viewer who recommended it, Patience and Faith, and she repeats the name, giggling, flustered, and desperate to seem grateful. But Amber doesn't want to learn. She wants the credit for downloading something new. We all know that her relationship with technology is performative at best. She installs tools to look productive, not to be productive. She throws out a shout out to her girlfriend's dad for some gift vouchers, and even here in moments of thanks, it's all about her content. She receives a gift and immediately frames it around her channel because it'll help with her videos. It's not gratitude, it's not sentiment, it's just another stepping stone in her performance pipeline. She has some paper in her hair and wonders how it even happens. How indeed. I suspect this is just meant to be quirky, relatable, adorable, but in truth it's just more of her classic tactic. Distract from the lack of progress with personality quirks. Because if we're giggling at the paper in her bun, maybe we'll forget that she hasn't mentioned weight loss in a week. And then we descend into full tech support forum. She's literally asking her audience for help with Windows updates. This isn't content. This is what happens when a creator has no boundaries, no plan, and no shame about outsourcing her problems to strangers for engagement. So what do we learn from this one? Nothing. And that's the problem. She isn't building a narrative. She isn't even sharing a journey. She's uploading her day, unedited, unfiltered, and increasingly unwatched. It's not even channel, it just feels like surveillance. And so we finally hit the 10 video mark. 10 uploads. Zero structure. No weight loss, no plan, no intention to improve. What began as a so-called journey has already devolved into digital landfill of tea bags, tangled cords, decorative quotes, and squat challenge updates that last 48 hours. We've already seen her abandon purpose, perform sincerity, shove a camera into her girlfriend's face, and beg her audience to fix a laptop. Amberlynn Reid is not trying to change. She's trying to distract you from noticing that she hasn't. This is where the decline begins, and it only gets worse from here. Because this isn't rock bottom. This is only the first soft landing on the way down.